Hello, people of God. This is my Jacob's Way TV, and I'm Dupi Dupi Singer. This is episode 48. 48. I ended episode 47 by telling you how my new friend came to see me, saw me crying, and how she said to me, "Is this how to be a minister of God? Don't you know you need to be bold?" And she said, "Well, I'm likely to make myself the general overseer of this church." And she said, "Follow me, drive behind me." She lived not too far away from the the the, the place I was. She told me that she had called a policeman who lived far away, who will soon come nearby. And so I should come to her house. I should leave that place. So I followed her home. When we got to her house, she asked me to come upstairs to her bedroom because she told me that she wanted to sleep because she had been away to a night vigil the night before. So when we got to her bedroom, she asked me to sit on the couch and I was still crying. She said, "Well, if you like, you can keep crying. That's your business. I want to sleep." She entered her net and she made herself comfortable. And while I was still crying, I now said to her, "If only I know the town council people that usually would carry dead bodies on the streets, then I wouldn't be in this mess." When she heard that, she jumped out of bed. Jumped out of bed and she knocked her head and called her name. She said, "Why are you so stupid? But I work in this ministry." It never occurred to her that, she could have done that. She called the people. Why this Saturday was significant was this, and that's one of the reasons why I was crying. It was going to be a public holiday the following Monday and Tuesday. Nobody was going to come back to work until Wednesday. So if the cops had been left there if it was there from Friday night, it's Saturday morning or afternoon, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, if you start looking for government people that time, the body will have decayed. And I told you I will reconnect with Azan. Azan told me that he had been at the prayer altar that day before I got there, and he had seen the dead body. And he was saying in his mind, "How do I protect mommy?" And what he thought he should have done was to take the dead body and bury the dead body. I don't know what dissuaded him from doing that. I screamed and shouted, "Ah, you will have put me in deeper trouble. Don't you ever do anything like that in your life." He was brave and he thought it would have been bravery if he had done that. I don't know how the Holy Spirit scared him away from doing that thing. Because if the Lord, by the time the Lord is going to keep his word tomorrow, in the future, concerning that land, people will have said, I buried somebody there. So my friend now called people in his office and they were saying, "Yes, ma, yes, ma." She was a high up official. "Yes, ma, yes, ma. We'll be there in 30 minutes. The same person who said she wanted to sleep quickly told me, "Quickly, get up, get up, get up. Let's go. Let's get there before them." And the people came. The town council people came. And they went to look at the cops. I told her, "I don't want to see any cops. I don't want to see any cops. I don't want anything that will stay in my memory." And she went there for me. She saw the cops. She came to describe the cops to me. It was a young girl that probably went out with her boyfriend. And the person had done whatever he wanted to do with her body. So when the health officials came, they said, "We need the police." They also said they needed a police report. I wouldn't have known what to do. So they went to call the police. And the police came and took photographs. And in the presence of all people, including the people who were selling corn who had run away, in the presence of everybody, an ambulance came and carried the corpse away with a siren making noise, making it public as if, well, let everybody know that this corpse did not eventually stay on this land. Hmm. I went back to the altar. She went back home. I needed to wait for my daughter. I looked at God and winked at him. I told him, Lord, you know me. That if it is 5 inches away from the measurement you gave me, I would have driven off. But I couldn't do that because I'll be behaving like an irresponsible child. I waited for my daughter. When I told her the story, she started to cry. And we drove back home. It was from my experience working with the Lord that I learned not to tell good stories about my life. My husband did not understand me most of the way. I needed to carry him along. It was a path that looked like it was dangerous. But whenever I had anything that was not positive, the natural thing would have been to hide it from him. But I was determined to share everything with him. I didn't want him to hear anything about me from outside. So even though it didn't look like a good story, I came back home that day. I sat him down and told him all the story. He was a very good listener. When he finished listening, he said to me, I don't think that is the end of the matter. The police might still come to look for you. Well, I knew it was the end of the matter, but I had told him anyway. It was not until the fifth day, my husband asked me, has the police not come for you? And I said, as God liveth, and as his spirit liveth, there will be no police that will look for me because I committed no crime. Hmm. My friend went home and told the story to our own pastor, who happened to be resident in our house. The pastor's family was living in a house that time because they had a temporary accommodation problem. And the pastor said, what? What are you talking about? Where are you describing? And she described where I have been, where I am, where I spread the flowers, the roses every day. And the man like literally put his hand on his head and said, what? What do you mean? Do you know I pass that road every day? And I'm always laughing at the woman, laughing her to scorn and saying, this woman has nobody to help her out of her psychiatric problem. How can somebody want to sell flowers and she will spread the flowers like this? He said he did not know that she was on an assignment, a divine assignment. This was Saturday, remember? By Sunday, the man insisted that after their service in their own church, they should bring him to where I was. And we held a service too, on Sunday service. He came with his family and prayed from the depths of his heart. He asked God to forgive him for judging me, and he asked God to stand by me. And it was when I told this story to one of my mother's sons in the Lord, Pastor Fubara, Pastor Dr. Fubara, who is based in Port Harcourt. He was the one that instinctively sang the song, The Lord Knows the Way Through the Wilderness. I've sung that song a couple of times in my videos. Whenever I sing that song, I remember that time. It was a bad time. People were waiting for me. I've been locked up. People were waiting for bad news. But the God who sent me on an errand did not permit it. I'm still standing. This is my Jacob's Way TV. I'm Duppy Duppy singer. The Lord knows the way through the wilderness. All I have to do is to follow. The Lord knows the way through the wilderness. All I have to do is to follow. Strength for today, strength all the way, and all that I need for tomorrow. The Lord knows the way through the wilderness. All I have to do is to follow, follow, follow. I will follow Jesus everywhere, anywhere. I will follow him. Follow, follow. I will follow Jesus everywhere he leads me. I will follow him. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment, share, and like. Bye bye. God bless you.